Hello, this is Geetika Lakshman. My task is to predict the percentage of an student based on the number of study hours. This prediction is done using supervised machine learning algorithm, that is linear regression algorithm. Here is the code of the algorithm. The main task is to predict the percentage of a student based on the number of studies hours. First, in the first step, we have imported the required libraries to implement the algorithm. We have imported NumPy library, Pandas library, and Matplot lib to make the plots such as hours versus percentage, etc. And we have imported the test split library, which is used to split the dataset into training dataset and testing dataset. Then we have imported the linear regression library, which is used to implement the linear regression algorithm. Then I have downloaded the data. So the head of the data is this one. The data consists of number of hours the student studied and the scores of the student. Now I have plotted the graph between the number of hours studied by the student and the percentage obtained by the student. Here the dots represents the points of the data. Then I have stored data into x and y variables. Then I have splitted the dataset into training and testing dataset, which testing dataset contains 20% of the whole data, training dataset contains 80% of the whole data. Then I have fitted the model in the linear regression algorithm. The, the output shows that the training is completed successfully. Then I have plotted the line of regression using this formula. Regressor dot coefficient into x plus regressor dot intercept. Then I have given the x and y datas. This is the line of the regression. Then I have made some predictions on the testing data, and then I got the output as 1.5, 3.2, 7.4, 2.5, and 5.9. Then I have compared the actual and the predicted values of the number of hours studied by the number of percentage obtained by the student. Here we can, if we observe the actual percentage obtained by the student is 20% and the predicted percentage obtained by the student is 16%. Here 27 and 33, 69, 75, 30, 26, 62, 60. From these observations, we can conclude that the model is training trained very well and it is working successfully. Now I have tested the model with my own data by giving the number of hours as 9.25. Then I have converted that into a NumPy array. Then I have put into the predicted data. Then I have printed the number of hours studied and the predicted score of the student. If we observe, the number of hours studied by the student is 9.25 and the predicted score is 93.69. From this graph, we can say that the number of hours studied versus the percentage obtained is matched with the obtained test data. So we can conclude that the model is running successfully and it is making predictions very clearly. Then I have imported the metrics to calculate the mean absolute error and mean squared error. The mean absolute error and mean squared error is obtained as follows. Between the y-test and y-pred, that means the testing data and the predicted data. The error is very small, so that we can say that the model is successfully making the predictions on the data.